Yes, people are going to stare at you. Yes, people are going to be looking at you and watching you and wondering what you're doing. You have to be careful too, because a lot of times people that's your friend, when it comes time to take your photo, you will realize that they're not your friend, because it's like, dang, like you didn't tell me that my hair was messed up or this or that. You know what I'm saying? So your life can change with content creation. It can. And I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all always. I'm a Sagittarius. We're known for keeping it very blunt and very honest. Okay, hey beautiful ladies, welcome to my channel. Make sure you guys follow, like, subscribe, all of the cute things. I am Dream. Dream does it all on all social media platforms. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. I have my phone here because my memory is a little wonky, but this video is how to get over the fear of being seen in public as a content creator. And just overall, just how to get over the fear of just being that person that always has your camera out, because it was something that I used to struggle with, and honestly, it was holding me back. Okay, so without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. And y'all gotta bear with me. If it looks like I'm reading off of my phone, I am, because I typed out everything that I want to say. But don't worry about that. Focus, lock in, lock in. Okay, so tip number 1, you need to get your nervous system and your mental space together before anything else. Like, you literally have to psych your mental state out to be ready and prepared to be seen. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all always. I'm a Sagittarius. We're known for keeping it very blunt and very honest. Yes, people are going to stare at you. Yes, people are going to be looking at you and watching you and wondering what you're doing. People will literally come up to you and ask you questions. You're going to get stares of admiration, and you're also going to get stares of disgust. You need to program your mental state and your nervous system to know that other people's opinion of you does not matter. Other people's opinions of you when they see you out doing content, none of that matters. Like, literally just get it out of your head that, oh, this or oh, that. Them, okay? That's how I feel about it. Them, right? Like, people's opinions of you don't matter. People are gonna judge you whether you're on top or if you're at the bottom or if you're in the middle, like in between. Your life can change with content creation. It can. Look at a lot of the content that goes viral now. Like, we're literally seeing people filming content and doing things that we've never seen before in our lifetime because they don't care what people are thinking when they're out recording. Like, there are so many original experiences and point of views of people like filming content because they are brave and because they literally do not care what other people think or what other people have to say about them. And I know it can be easier said than done, but just trust me, like, once you get that first concept and like this first tip out of the way, everything else is going to be much easier. And for me, I grew up getting bullied, so I unfortunately was always a spectacle and especially in like school and like work and stuff like that. Like, I literally used to get bullied, so for me, I kind of carried that trauma with me throughout my life, and it really just caused me to have a fear of being seen, because in my mind, with me growing up getting bullied and having people talk about me and stuff like that, like, I developed this misconception in my head that, oh my God, everybody that's staring at me is judging me and they don't like me or they're talking about me. Like, I had to like flush all of that out of my nervous system because that was a trauma that I really used to carry with me throughout my life. And honestly, it was stopping my bag. Like, the truth of the matter is, a lot of times when people are staring at you or looking at you, it's not because they don't like you. Like, you would be surprised how many times, like, I didn't even know I was being watched, and people would come up to me like, oh my God, like, you're so beautiful, I saw you from across the room, or oh my God, I see you doing content, you know, I do this, this, and that. Like, you would be surprised, like the things that people are actually thinking in their head, and I promise you it's not as bad as what you think it's gonna be. Okay, moving on to tip number 2. You want to try to scope the scenery of the place that you go to do content at. So what do I mean by scope the scenery? Well, for example, if it's like a restaurant or a place where there's like a lot of people in there, I normally always ask the waitress or the hostess, like, hey, like, is it content creator friendly? Or hey, like I'm a content creator, you know, do you guys mind if I like shoot some content? And that'll kind of gauge what you can and cannot do to save you a lot of embarrassment. And as a content creator, if you know, every place that you go to is not content creator friendly. Some places don't allow tripods or they don't allow flash photography. And for me, even though I don't care now, but you know, just to kind of get yourself like out of that fear, like you want to make it to where like you don't have anybody coming up to you telling you anything, because I promise the only thing worse than you recording your content in public is having security or somebody come and tell you like, hey, you can't do this or you can't do that. So just kind of like scope the scenery, you know what I mean? Like scope the scenery, like check the place out. And if you can, just try not to get photos or videos of like people and their faces and stuff like that. Like what you can do is like call ahead to the place that you want to do content at. And this is mostly for like restaurant content, or if you're going out doing an activity, just call ahead and ask them when is the best time to come. Let them know you're a content creator. Just be upfront. Let them know, hey, like I want to, you know, record my experience here, and just ask them when is the best time for you to come and do content when it's like not busy and you don't have to worry about a lot of people. Depending on where you're gonna go, sometimes the best time to go is like right when they open. And especially like for me, like I do photography as well, and I have a whole, I don't even know where it is, I have like 4 or 5 different tripods. Like as you can see, like I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. But like there's been times like, because I take my own photos and I put my camera on my tripod, and it can be a little, you know, busy looking. Like I have been asked to like leave places or, you know, just stuff like that, to not do, you know, photos and stuff like that. So like I said, like I don't care now. I'm still gonna do what I need to do and get my photos and my content and stuff like that. But you know, just if you're trying to get over that fear of being seen, you know, just kind of break the ice with whoever works there, or security or whatever, like whoever you have to talk to, you know, just let them know. And also I am going to make like a separate video of like all of the content creator friendly stuff that I have, because this fits in my purse, this could fit in my purse. This is a light. I have like this light, so I'm gonna do like a separate video of all the stuff that I like use for content and stuff like that, because what really helps me and what really doesn't burn it out for me is being able to throw everything in my purse, whatever purse that I'm taking out for that day. Like with this purse here, I could fit all of my content creator stuff in there. I can't fit this tripod in there, but I do have another tripod over here. Okay, here it is. This is the other tripod. This is the other tripod that I have. Like this is the one that I can literally just throw like in my purse. So having like purse size content creator essentials is like, you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it, because if you're literally walking around with a tripod and like a big bag and all this stuff, like it's just gonna make things a lot harder for you. And a lot of times, a lot of places that you go to, like hotels and stuff like that, they don't allow professional photography. And if you come in there with a whole like duffel bag full of your tripod and your this and your that, they just gonna be like, no. So having everything like pocket size, like I could carry it in my hand or my purse, really, really helps. Okay, so now we're moving on to tip number 3. Okay, so tip number 3 is one of my favorite tips, and this has helped me manifest so much. You need to be delusional. Yes, you need to be delusional. And what I mean by delusional is like when you're going to like do your content, I want you to make up a number in your head, right? Make up a number in your head, like $100, $300, $500. Just make up a number in your head. And you're gonna hold that number. And while you're out doing your content, you're gonna just think in your head, this brand is paying me $500 for a 90-second reel. I don't care who's looking at me. I don't care who's watching me. I'm about to get $500 for doing a 30-second video. just keep repeating that and keep looping that in your head. Like, not necessarily like loop it just like that should be your only thought, but like that should be like your main thought. So whenever you think of like, oh, is this person staring at me, is this in my head, I'm about to make $500 for filming this content out here, so ain't nobody finna make me feel any type of way because I'm about to have $500 for filming this. So like that is like one of my favorite tips, is just to be delusional. And also it helps train your nervous system, and it helps to manifest that into your reality. Because I remember like a lot of content I do is like in my own home, but I was working with one brand, and they were paying, like, I don't want to disclose how much they paid me, but it was like a very, very, very low amount or whatever. And I had to like go around my neighborhood and like get some shots and like some content and like videos and stuff, right? So like people were looking at me, people were staring at me, people were like in their cars, like they act like they never seen a person with a camera. And that's one thing you'll realize, even though we have these in our hand all day long, when people see you recording yourself or filming yourself, they just act like it's such an anomaly, and it's like really, really weird. But anyway, like it was like really weird because like I said, like I was out in public, I was walking down the street, I had to do like several shots, I had to set up my tripod, act like I was walking past, I just had to do the most. And I kid you not, I kept thinking in my head like $350, like I'm about to get paid $350. That's not what I got paid for that, but I promise y'all 2 weeks later, why did I book a UGC deal where they paid me $350 and I basically had to go to the park and film content? And when I was at the park, it was a lot more people at that park than where I was filming like from the previous brand, where I had to like walk around like my neighborhood and stuff like that. So that's like one of my greatest tips, like be delusional, like make up a number in your head. And yeah, and here is tip number 4. So this is a really good tip too. Bring a friend with you, but not just any friend, a friend that's not a hater. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, and I've been out trying to do content with friends that were haters. You don't need a hater on your team. And this is why I kind of more so encourage linking up with other content creators in your city, because the girls that get it just get it. And it's honestly like a lot more fun, and it's a lot more easier, you know, if you have a friend to like record you or take your photos and stuff like that. And a lot of times you can move a lot quicker. And it helps too, because like I said, like some places, if you have a tripod out, they're like, oh, you can't do professional photography, even though it's not professional. Like I be having to explain to them, like I'm by myself, like I need to be able to shoot my own content or whatever. And they're just like, oh, like okay. But having a friend that knows how to get your angles and knows how to take your photos, top tier. And I collab with a lot of content creators all the time, like even the ones that don't have the same niche or audience as me. What matters to me is that they know how to follow instructions when it comes to how I want my videos and my photos taken. And again, if they're already a content creator, they already know what looks good, they already know about composition, they already know to make sure you're centered in the photo. You don't even have to give the run through so much like how you would if you're shooting or trying to do content with a friend who don't know how to take photos and don't know how to take videos. And you have to be careful too, because a lot of times people that's your friend, when it comes time to take your photo, you will realize that they're not your friend, because it's like, dang, like you didn't tell me that my hair was messed up or this or that, you know what I'm saying? So just to make your life easier, I really recommend like linking up with like other content creators and just going out and doing content like that, especially if you could go to more than one place in the day. Like my homegirls know, like when I tell them, okay, woo woo woo, we finna do some content, how many outfits am I bringing? That's what they gonna ask me, because they know how I am. Because if I'm going somewhere and I'm doing content at like 2 to 3 different places, a lot of times, it just depends, but a lot of times I will bring 2 separate outfits. That way I could kind of kill all my birds with one stone or whatever. And like, while I have my friend with me, like we could just shoot each other's content and we could have enough stuff to like post for like the next 1 or 2 weeks or however much longer. So yeah, don't be afraid to hit up other content creators in your city and stuff like that. You know, like everybody's not gonna respond, like all girls aren't gonna be friendly, everybody's not girl these days. But like trust me when I tell you, it will literally be such a game changer. You're gonna be like a lot less awkward and shy if you have your friend with you helping you do your content. And even if you don't, want to link with any other content creators, like you can still there's been times like I'll tell my homegirl, like, come with me, like I want to do some content or whatever. She'll be chilling and I will literally still have my tripod up. I'll still have my camera. I will literally still do my own content, but just having a friend there just takes a lot of the pressure off of me. And this is another tip. I guess I could say this is tip number 5. Even though, yes, I said be delusional, you don't want to be obnoxious when you're doing your content. And what do I mean by being obnoxious when you're doing your content? You don't want to be that person that's like blocking the handicap walkway on the sidewalk just to get content. Or like you are trying to set up your tripod at the subway station and there's like a million people trying to walk past and trying to get to work and stuff like that. Don't be that person. Like, yes, you have to do what you have to do to get the shot, but try to do it within reason. Like, you may have to like wait a little bit. You may have to wait until people leave. You may have to go to an area that's more quiet and less busy, because I promise you, it kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about just like not scoping the scenery at some places. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really embarrassing when you're that person. And I've seen this happen to other content creators. This hasn't happened to me personally, but I've seen it happen to other people like out in the wild. Like, they will be having their tripod up and there's like rush hour people, pedestrian traffic, like walking down the sidewalk, and you have somebody with a tripod right there. And now people are yelling at you. People are like, just doing the most. Like, you have to remember, everybody doesn't understand content creation. Most people that you meet are consumers of content. They don't do content. So they just like watching the final product. But when they see people in person recording content, they're like, ew, or, they just got their nose turned up. Like I said, like, content creation is one of those things that people are going to look at you. People are going to be staring at you. People are going to ask questions. You can't be afraid of that. So yeah, those are my main tips for just getting over your fear of being seen as a content creator. And I know it's gonna take a little bit of practice. It's gonna be easier said than done. But like I said, first work on your mental state. You need to get out of just the habit or the thought of people are looking at you, like people are judging you. Because I promise, number one, people aren't probably judging you in the way that you think they are. And number two, their opinion. Like I said, F their opinion. What people are thinking about you, or whether it be good or bad, it really doesn't matter in that time. So yes, these are all of my tips and tricks that I recommend for getting over your fear of being seen as a content creator, and just how to get out of that shyness and just that, like, just know you're going to be seen. People are gonna look, people are gonna stare, people are gonna ask questions, people are gonna come up to you and they're gonna be like, oh my God, you look so good. Oh my God, you're doing content. Where'd you get your camera? Where'd you get this? Where'd you get that? Be like, you have to remember, like, content creation and social media goes hand in hand. Social means the interaction that you have verbally or physically with, or energetically with other people. So it's still a social type of thing at the end of the day. So you can't be scared to be social on social media. Like, think about that. How much sense does that make, sis? I'll tell you a little secret, and this is probably a little pro tip too. I can't tell you how many times I've been doing content and I have gotten free shots, free drinks, free a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Spoke to the manager, they took a little bit off my bill. Be social. Like, don't just clam up when you see people staring at you. Like, be ready to be social, be ready to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these places that you go to, they love content creators, but you would just never know if you didn't have your camera out. And like I said, like, I'm that person at dinner. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't have my camera out the entire time. All of my friends that know me well, like, they know, like, I just don't be having my camera out the whole time. But I will, get my content, and then, I'm putting my phone down after that. Like, after I get my content, phone goes back down, because like I said, like, unless I'm live streaming, I'm not gonna have my phone just in my face, like, at all times. I get my content and everything, cool. And like I said, like, this is my light, and this one is like a magnet. It pops on the back of my phone. It's MagSafe. And this is my tripod. So when I'm going out to a restaurant, I have this, and I have this, and yeah, this is like my little restaurant setup. But again, I'm gonna make like a separate video for that. But I'm saying all that to say, like, I just make sure all of my stuff is just small and compact. That way, like when I am doing content, it's just not stuff everywhere. It's not obnoxious or anything like that. So yeah, that is all that I think I have to say. If you have any more questions or comments or want me to touch on any other like topics or anything else, just go ahead and comment down below. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.